This is the Valencia Tuscany Ultimate Home Theater Seat, and this thing is hot, and quite literally. This has heating and ventilation, and right now I have this on the hottest setting, and it feels really good. But there are some things that you absolutely need to know before you go out and buy this seat, so let's go ahead and talk about that. But before we get started, let me tell you that Valencia did send these to me to give you a thorough review. Now, if you find this information helpful, please use the links down in the description of the video. It helps out the channel and it lets Valencia know that you found this information that I provided helpful in your decision making. Without further ado, let's talk about this seat. You may notice that the new Valencia Tuscany Ultimate Home Theater seat is directly next to the old Valencia Tuscany seat, which, by the way, this I've had for a while and it's holding up really nice. One of the things that I was very concerned about, though, was how they would connect to the older seats. Now, I'm happy to report that they use the exact same connection point. And that means that if you're upgrading or adding any new seats to your home theater, it's as easy as just sliding this together and connecting them to your old Valencia seat. They also share the same accessory connections. So if you have some accessories already or want to buy some new ones, well, they fit in both recliners. Now that they are next to each other, you can actually see the difference in the leather. I always felt like Valencia Tuscany had a really nice feeling leather, but I never really cared for the glossy black. Now the new Ultimate has used their highest grade Italian leather that is a matte finish. And according to Valencia, this new leather is finished with a protective layer to secure the appearance while repelling wear and tear. Now this aids in the preventing of UV damage as well as moisture and stains. But what I really liked about this new matte finish is that it helps diffuse lighting better. And what impressed me the most was how supple it feels. I mean, it has a much more luxurious velvety feel than the original Tuscany. More like what you would expect out of a high-end luxury automobile, and something I didn't expect. Of course, when you get into your high-end chair, you may want it to be comfortable. And Valencia does offer individual adjustments for you to recline, change your head position, as well as a lumbar support, allowing you to fine-tune to your individual tastes. But you don't always want to make those adjustments. Valencia knows that, so they added a memory function. You just press this button right here, and it will automatically get you in your favorite position, allowing you to enjoy the movie and relax instead of having to constantly fiddle with your chair. Now, having said that, there is only one favorite position, so you either have to fight over that position or get your loved one their own Valencia Ultimate Theater seat. Now, one thing I do want to note is that the headrest does only recline forward. I typically like the ones that go up and forward, but for some reason this one actually doesn't bother me at all, and I actually find it pretty comfortable. Valencia also has upgraded their LED lights. Instead of just one static color, you now have multiple options to cycle through 7 different colors. This allows you to customize your chairs to fit the theme of your individual theater. And although I love that, I wish there was a way to sync multiple chairs. As of now, you need to individually change each chair. On top of that, Valencia has put the LED bar right here. Now this is a normal placement, and honestly I haven't found another company that has done it differently yet. However, one thing you want to know is that if this is in your front row, those LED lights will shine on your screen. I hope in the future that they change that bar placement or allow you to disconnect it so that's not an issue in the future. One of the things that is very important for me is to keep my theater clean. And Valencia has made this much easier by changing out the cup holder. The old cup holder had to be plugged in, and it has this cord on it, making these harder to clean, and honestly making cleaning these kind of a chore, especially when you have to plug back in that power. Now these new ones pop right out, and there's no electronics connected to them. Instead, the electronics are screwed into the chair, making cleaning this cup holder a breeze. Of course, what you really care about is the heating and ventilation. This is what separates this chair from others. The controls for this are hidden in this right armrest right here. You just need to quickly lift it up and turn it to one of the 7 settings. There are 3 heating, 3 cooling, and of course you're off. Now my theater is directly above my garage and is admittedly not as climate controlled as the rest of the house. And that makes this feature really nice. Recently, I've been using this heating function, and it works just like a heated blanket. The hottest setting feels really hot, enough for me to feel it through a sweatshirt, which for me, I really love. And just like a heated blanket, there is no noise added. And for safety reasons, after about 20 minutes, it does shut off. Now, if you turn it back on, you do need to go back into the armrest to turn it back on. It would be nice if it was a little bit more easily accessible, but in the same end, it does prevent me from accidentally turning it on. Now, you may notice there are preparations for the pleated leather, and this is for the ventilation. Now, this provides a nice cool breeze. It feels really good, especially if you're one of the people that gets hot really easily. However, this is not without a cost. In order to cool, the air must be moved through those ventilation holes, and by moving the air, it does add some ambient noise. Now, I did measure this at around where your head would be. You can see that each setting adds more noise, and having it on the highest setting adds a little bit too much for me to enjoy a quieter movie. And once again, for safety reasons, around 20 minutes later, it does shut off. There is one other thing to think about. There are two power sources on this chair. The first is, of course, for all your power reclining functions, and the other is for your heating and cooling function. And because of that, that means that there's actually two power plugs. Now, for me, I'd already run power to each individual seat. Only one outlet for each. In this particular case, you would need two. So for a set of 3 chairs, you would actually need a place to plug up 6 plugs. Since I didn't have the extra power, I did have to run a power strip. I would have much rather seen Valencia combine the power on the chair with only one power outlet. But either way, it is something that you need to keep in mind when you're buying it. Now, the last thing that I really appreciate them adding is this leather-wrapped back plate. I never really liked the rear of any of my recliners before, especially if they were in a room where the back was easily seen. Now, to make this look nicer, you can slide this back plate on, and this gives a much more finished and luxurious look. Now, if you think I missed something, let me know down below in the comments. And for the rest of you, if you're picking up what I consider now my favorite chair for the theater room, let me know down in the comments section exactly how many you're getting. This is Toid, and I'm out.